So one of the cool things about the work that we did is we created a scorer. And even though we're using it in this playground, this isn't the only place that you could use the scorer. So if we go into the scorer list in Braintrust, you'll see that we have the scorer right here, and we can actually run it on real live logs and deploy it into production so that, let's say we take this app that we built and we start using it, every time we ask a question, it will actually run the scorer online. In fact, we can do that right now. If we go back to the playground, we can save this prompt. Oh, it's right here.
And I'm loving this prompt. You can see
Yeah,
the tool usage
hardcore.
patterns. Great. And
Yeah,
it's really
exactly.
nice.
And again, you're a product manager, so I think you probably, correct me if I'm wrong, but you see this and you get some PRD vibes, right?
Yeah.
and that's what I mean. Like, this is a much more quantifiable version of thinking about what a product should be. And it's really fun, I think, to actually be able to take product intuition and quantify it and turn it into something really tangible. So if we go, we can actually take that score that we created and run it online. So we have linear answer quality. We can run it on every LLM span, and we'll run it on 100%.
We'll give it a name.
And then it's super easy to actually test these things out in Braintrust. So we had the prompt that we created here. There's a little built-in chat interface. So I can say like, what tasks are assigned to me? And you can see it's calling this tool, and it's going to generate an answer.
And what makes this online is it's accessing the real data, or when people talk about that distinction, what should they understand?
Yeah, so what's happening here is, we'll go to it in a minute, but every time I use a prompt in Braintrust or whatever my app is, I'm going to be generating real live logs of my production application. And online evals are taking these scorers that we build and running them on your real live user logs. And I think that's helpful for two reasons. The first is that it gives you insight into how well the same eval functions that you're using to test things offline are actually translating into real world performance. So let's say that offline we are able to achieve a score of 0.75, which is not bad. And then we run the same score online and we consistently see the result is 0.3. That means that maybe it's not actually working as well in the real world as we think it's working in our little simulation environment. And then the second thing is that it becomes a really good flywheel for you to find examples that are worth including in your offline eval. So when you see that the score is 0.3, then you can actually filter down to the examples that are not performing very well, and then grab them and add them into that same data set that we were using to assess things. Wow, I have a lot of tasks assigned to me. I'm going to have to do some coding work after this. So if we go to our logs page, you'll see that right here, this is exactly the chat thing that we had, and then the eval running, and it looks like we didn't do it looks like we actually in the end did a good job. So I set it up to evaluate every step. Maybe you only want to evaluate the last step, but it looks like at the end it actually scored pretty well.
Nice. So to summarize for people, your offline eval is based on that golden data set, and you can continue to improve that golden data set when you see a discrepancy between your performance on your offline and your online evals. You say, okay, everything we failed online, let's potentially add that back in, or those are candidates to add back in to your golden data set for what's running offline. Did I get that right?
Exactly. You can actually do that directly in our UI. So you just find examples that you think are interesting, and then you can add them to the data set.
AI is writing code faster than ever, but can your testing keep up? TestCube is the Kubernetes native platform that scales testing at the pace of AI accelerated development. One dashboard, all your tools, full oversight. Run functional and load tests in minutes, not hours, across any framework, any environment. No vendor lock-in, no bottlenecks, just confidence that your AI-driven releases are tested, reliable, and ready to ship. TestCube, scale testing for the AI era. See more at testcube.io/Akash. That's testcube.io/AAKASH. I hope you enjoyed that short clip. You can check out the full episode here.